Hey, what's up guys? Another progress video on my Ironman Pure. So starting this week off, I got some clips of me doing Herblore. Last week I left off with, I think, the level to boost to make staminas or something like that, but basically picking up off there just some clips of me collecting my wines. I got those at the Wildy altar in like level 45 wilderness. I did some agility for the Marks of Grace to trade those in for Amulet. And in that process, I ended up getting 76 agility. Since I can't do the Candor and hard diary, basically I just have to go up the courses as normal. So level 70 is Polnavinch, level 80 is Relica. If you can do the Candorin hard, I think it's Candorin, unlock the ability to change the teleport location of Kami Teleport right next to the Seers bank. Which helps with that course. So basically you just do Seers course all the way up until you can do the RD course if you can do that diary, but since I can't, since I'm a pure, I just have to train it a little bit slower and get Marks of Grace a little bit slower. I also got my flippers and I went and did a little bit of underwater agility, just about an hour of that because I had around 3.5k sand in the bank just from collecting it from Bert in Yanil. That is a perk of one of the, actually no, I think that is from the quest, from Hand in the Sand quest. He basically gives you free sand every day if you go speak to him. So I had about 3.5k sitting in the bank from that, and so I did underwater agility to get some seaweed spores. And what you do with those spores is you plant them, and then when you harvest them you get giant seaweed. You can I have to use them on a fire, and then the fire gives me 6 soda ash for every giant seaweed. If you have lunars done, so if you're a main account, you can use super glass make, and it will actually give you more than 6 soda ash most of the time, I think. And the reason I want soda ash and buckets of sand is you use that to make molten glass. Molten glass, you can use it to get crafting XP. And I have tons of unpowered orbs saved up now, so that's probably where I'm going to get most of my crafting XP now is from those. Making battle staffs. So I currently have 2,036 red chins, 120 black chins, and my current XP is 566,584. So there's the other 1,000. And yeah, we'll see how far that gets me. So decided I'm going to go ahead and get 44 prayer first before chinning because I have tons of prayer potions. They're easy to come by on this account, but chins are a lot harder to come by. So that should be 44. There we go. 44 unlocks me Eagle Eye, which is a lot better prayer than Hawkeye. So after 44 prayer, I went and did the Haunted Mine, which gave me a Salve Ami. Then I did Tarn's Lair, which makes it so you can imbue your Salve Ami, so it becomes a Salve Ami E. And then after that, I went and did Nightmare Zone to imbue it again, so it becomes a Salve Ami EI. What the Salve Ami does is it gives you a boost against undead monsters. When you're chinning, you're killing like dead skeleton monkeys, so it gives you the boost there. The Salve Ami E gives you a plus 20% boost against undead monsters. It only works for melee though, so that's why I imbued it again at Nightmare Zone, because that second imbue makes it so it works for magic and range as well. And before doing too much Nightmare Zone, I went and got my Defender at the Warriors Guild. I can get up to black Defenders, and those are actually better than the Zami Book or the Book of War, so that will be my best melee shield slot item. The stats on the black Defender are basically like a Zami Book combined with a Book of War, so like around plus 8, 9 to my offensive melee stats, and then plus 2 to strength. Also did a couple more quests for Nightmare Zone. I had to do Vampire Slayer to unlock that as one of the melee bosses to fight, so I can just use Protect for melee and AFK. It was 800,000 points to imbue my Salve Ami, so it took a few hours to get that many points. Then also in my spare time, I AFK'd Castle Wars, and I got enough tickets to buy a Halo, so I went and did that. And the reason for the Halo is a few reasons. First, it just looks awesome, like who doesn't want a Halo? But second of all, it is the best mage defense for the helmet slot for my account build, and the best prayer bonus for the head slot for my account build. Also did a few more master farmer runs to keep up my seeds and allow me to continue doing farm runs. I ended up using 730 chins when I actually got around to chinning, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible, so I'm going to be putting off chinning for a little while longer. It was horrible in the sense that I hate chinning, first of all, and then second of all, it took forever to get the chins. I hate doing Hunter as well, and I was getting pretty bad range XP. 730 chins got me from 67 range up to 68 range. And I know how to chin. I've chinned a lot on this game, so it's not like I was doing it wrong. It's just it wasn't as good as I was expecting. So I'm not sure if I'm going to wait until I'm higher range before I chin again, or if I will just waste a bit of chins to get up to a higher level where it begins getting good. I don't know yet, but I'm putting that off for now. Next, I went and did a fire cape with my yew, short bow, and mithril arrows. So I had to make some mithril arrows for that. I had some pretty bad gear, took I think like 12 shark, and then the rest prayer potions, and was 68 range and managed to get it first try, which isn't saying too much because a fire cape is pretty easy. With how long I've been playing and how many fire capes I've done, if I didn't get it, that'd be pretty embarrassing. Also, after getting my defender and the nightmare zone and all of that stuff, I was finally over 70 combat, which means I can use Cheldar for Slayer instead of Vinaka, which I had been using up until that point. And Cheldar is so much better than Vinaka. Vinaka is garbage. And then after getting a bunch of bad tasks off Cheldar as well, I remembered that Slayer Masters have an option to make it so that they take your combat level into account or not take it into account. And the default is that they will take it into account. So if you're a low level, default, they will give you bad tasks because you're a low level, and it's assumed that you can't handle higher level tasks. And I forgot that you had to change that. So after doing a bunch of cave crawler tasks and cave bugs and a bunch of junk, I turned that off. And at this point, I haven't really bought anything with my Slayer points as well because Vinaka, he gives you 4 points per task. That's how crappy he is. So I didn't skip any tasks and I still had very little points. And I ended up selling all of my gems, opal, jade, and topaz, those gems anyway. I sold all of those to the Taibo shop so that I could get trading sticks because I wanted to unlock a shortcut down to the Brimhaven dungeon where the metal dragons are at. If you trade the person 5,000 trading sticks, you get a permanent shortcut down there. There's no way I was going to go through the entrance and go the long way because that's a couple minutes just to get to the dragons every task. So that was a no-go. I had to get that unlocked. Definitely worth it for anyone who does metal dragon tasks. And metal dragon tasks are pretty bad, especially on this account. I'm just using Iben Blast, but I really don't have the points to skip them, so that's the problem. Or put them on the block list. I'll probably be putting iron and steel on the block list. I'll have to look at the Slayer spreadsheet, but I think I'm going to keep bronze because I think you only get like 15 bronze per task or something like that. So that's a pretty quick point task. And then I ended up hitting 58 Slayer, so anyone who is an Ironman probably knows what that means, but that means I can kill cave horrors, which are the thing that drop black masks, and that will speed up my Slayer and combat training by quite a bit. So I had a couple quests I had to go do before I could kill them. That was Rumdeal and Cabin Fever. Rumdeal has a 47 prayer requirement, but a tip for anyone who needs to do that quest and doesn't want to get 47 prayer, you can actually use the Ancient Mace special attack to raise your prayer above the max level that you can get naturally. So I was able to do the quest just fine with 44 prayer. And you could potentially do the quest with even lower prayer depending on how high your max hit is with the Ancient Mace. And both of those quests are pretty quick and easy. So after that, I went and I camped cave horrors. Here we go, guys. The Black Mask, 909k. Let's go see how many kills it took. I think it's probably close to 200. So that is going to speed up Slayer a lot. I've been getting probably like 8k an hour. So Slayer is really slow right now. Let's head to the bank, Castle Wars, and here we go. Let's check. So my cave horror kills are 187. Rate is 1 in 512, so I did get pretty lucky there. And what the Black Mask does is it gives me a plus 15% attack and strength boost, or just about that. So that will give me quite a bit higher DPS. And then just finishing off the video, I have some clips of me finishing off that molten glass that I talked about earlier in the video, and also making a few dueling, or I guess emerald rings to get me to 75 crafting. And 75 crafting is a pretty big crafting level to get because of the few unlocks it gets, but I will talk about that in the next video. That is where I'm leaving off this video. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.